Okay, let me tell you a little story about Satan's fall from grace, as God likes to call it. One, there's two versions. There's the real version and there's God's version. And here's how the real version went. Back then, he called me Lucifer. I was his left-hand man. You know, we were buddies. I was kind of his technical advisor, so to speak. And it was me, God, Angel Gabriel, Angel Michael. We're all sitting around and we were playing Texas Hold'em. I created that game, by the way. And I also created wine and booze, of course. And so we were kind of drunk. You know, we're playing Texas Hold'em. And God started talking about, hey, what do you guys think if I create a fucking world with a bunch of people, you know, people that aren't quite smart enough to really understand spirituality, and I give them, like, you know, carnal passions and lust and desire, but then I make them think that it's evil, and you know, I'll punish them for indulging in it. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking sadistic? You know, what the fuck? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. And God got pissed off, man. He was drunk. You know, we were all drunk, but he got pissed off, and he flipped the card table over and shit, and he went walking around. You know, he went out and walked around the clouds, and, you know, angels sang to him and played harps for him and shit, because, you know, he's arrogant. He's an arrogant fucking ass. He's a liar too. He's a compulsive liar. Anyway, so, you know, he comes back, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, we'll talk about it. And so we started talking about it again, and when he was gone, you know, Angel Gabriel and Angel Michael are like, dude, God's out of his fucking mind. We gotta take him out. What's he gonna do? He's gonna fucking create a monstrosity of a fucking universe. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let's take this motherfucker out. Let's take him out. You know, God's a big motherfucker. God's like 7'5", probably about 400 pounds. He's a big motherfucker, you know, and he likes to paint me out like I'm this, like, evil demon with wings and horns and fangs and shit. No, I look the exact same I did 6,000 years ago, and, you know, I think I look pretty fucking good for being 6,000 years, personally. But, you know, that's for a different video. But what happened was, he came back, and Gabriel and Michael were like, okay, let's take God out. We're just gonna fucking take him out. So, he walks in the door, and I gave him a chance. I'm like, God, are you really serious about this? You know, are you really gonna create a planet with billions of fucking people, you know, and you're gonna give them lust and desire and passions, and then you're gonna tell them that it's evil, and you're gonna punish them and send them to hell, you know? But we didn't even know what hell was. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be fucking amusing. He's gonna do it for his own amusement. And I was like, dude, that's not right, man. That's not right. You know, you're drunk. Just sleep on it. Sleep on it. You had too much fucking wine. Just fucking sleep on it. And you know, he's like, I'll tell you what, Satan. I'll tell you what, Lucifer. I will make you king of the world, and you will get all of the people that disobey me. And I was kind of flattered, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want it, man. I don't want to be the king of the world. Not the world you create. You know, I was like, I don't want a world full of fucking miserable monkeys. You know, I don't want their souls. You know, fuck it. I don't want to be king of hell. I don't want to be king of the world. And he got pissed, and he got in my face. And well, you know, Gabriel and Michael said they had my back. So, you know, God's a big motherfucker. Like I said, he's like 7'5", 400 pounds. You know, and I'm all of 5'10", 170. I figured, you know, well, I'm gonna need a little help in her. So I kicked God in the nuts as hard as I could, because he was about to punch me. I kicked him in the nuts as hard as I could, and then I punched him in the face as hard as I could. And, you know, I got him cross-eyed. But he came back, and he hit me with a fucking mighty punch. And when God throws a punch, like angels sing in the background, it's like, oh, you know, and like fucking thunder comes, it's like, lightning crashes, you know, I mean, it fucks you up. He laid me the fuck out, you know. And I thought Gabriel and Michael would jump in. Oh, they didn't jump in. They fucking went. They ran the other way, and they're like, "Good going, God. You got him. Lucifer's a dickhead." And, you know, I woke up and God's laughing. You know, he's laughing. Oh, kicked his ass, motherfucker. I created him. I can destroy him. And, you know, and he wasn't looking, and I fucking hit him in the back of the head with a frying pan. I was like, fuck you. Bam! Hit him in the back of the frying pan, knock God out. And, you know, God has like 300 million angels watching over him all the time. So, out of nowhere, 300 million angels show up to kick my ass. And don't get me wrong, these angels are all pussies. All of them. Each, every one. They don't even have genitalia. They're not even men or women. They're just fucking angels. You know, and they all came to kick my fucking ass. But there's 300 million of them. So, I grabbed my shit. I grabbed the money at the card table. I grabbed God's girlfriend. And I ran down here, and I've been here ever since. And that's kind of how that started. And God's still pissed. You know, he makes me out to be the bad guy, but I'm not a bad guy. You know, I'm in the thick of it with the rest of you motherfuckers. You know, and that's just it. You know, I have God's email address. If you guys want it, I'll give it to you. He doesn't return my emails. He's still pissed at me. You know, and he talks about Armageddon and this shit, and then he's gonna come down and fucking kick my ass and shit. Yeah, we've been waiting. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, because you know what? Now I know God's weakness. Here's also a trick. If you're ever playing poker with God, when he's bluffing, he turns his head like this. He turns his head to the side. You know, he tried to go all in when we were playing Texas Hold'em, and he pushed all of his cards. He pushed all his money in, and he was like, cocked his head to the side, and I called him out on it. Anyway, that's for a different video too, but yeah. God talks a lot of shit, and God's drunk. He's a drunk. I'm a drunk, but you know, he's a drunk too. Except he's got the power to create, but he cannot control what he creates. He cannot control, and he's got no control over what he creates, if that makes any sense. He creates shit for fun. He's sadistic, and he lies. And he thinks that there's going to be this big war, this big Armageddon, and you know, angels and demons are going to fight for the world and the souls and shit. And you know what? Hell's full. I don't even want anybody in hell anymore. You know, I'm like fucking. I keep people in limbo. You know, I'm like, fuck you guys. You know, unless you're cool like fucking Elvis or Lux Interior or fucking Jim Carroll. You know, unless you're a cool motherfucker like that, or Johnny Cash, fuck you guys. I don't want you. You know, you can sit in limbo for all eternity. I'm gonna hiccup. You can sit in limbo for all eternity for all I give a fuck. You know, hell is a place of luxury. It is not a place where. I got bad heartburn. Sorry. Hell is not a place of torment and fury and hatred. It's a fucking party place, man. That's where we all go to party. You know, me and Elvis party. Elvis taught me his karate moves. His, you know, he's allegedly an 8th degree black belt. He's full of shit, but you know, he's amusing. And Elvis likes drugs and pills and booze like I do. You know, and Johnny Cash partying down there with me. Vincent Price is partying with me. Anton LaVey, of course. You know, hell is a place where only the elite go. It is not a place where sinners roast. If you're not worthy, then you sit in limbo and you stand there and you wait in line forever, like if you're shopping at fucking Kmart. That's what limbo is. But yeah, that's Satan's fall from grace. It's bullshit. He didn't kick me out of heaven. I took off running because there was 300 million fucking angels about to fucking come get me. So I fucking grabbed God's girlfriend, took off, and he's been pissed off about it ever since. 6,000 years has gone by, and he's still butthurt and won't even answer my emails.